You, excuse me, you have to go into your own heart. I love studying books on Theravada Buddhism and all kinds of different things and people. But at the end of the day, what's some of the best teachings I've learned from other masters is, not that I'm a master or anything, but what I've learned from people I admire is that at the end of the day, you have to put the books away. It can be great study, great practice, but we have to put the books away and start finding out for ourselves, not just repeating like parrots or tape recorders. This guy said this, so I say it. And there's nothing wrong with repeating, but make sure that you are yourself a mountain climber, not just reading books on mountain climbing or telling people what other people said on mountain climbing. And there's nothing wrong with that again, but make sure you are climbing the mountains to validate what those teachers are saying or to discover new ways of climbing for yourself to reach that peak to awareness, awakening, freedom, nibbana. Don't get caught up in rites, rituals, magic, labels, nama, rupa, name and form. This is all name and form. You'll know that you're gaining true wisdom when you understand for yourself and not depending on other people or other or attachment to other labels. You'll know for yourself when you are experience these things, realizing these things. And the wisdom will come when you start teaching from experience, your own experience, rather than parroting what others have said. Because we can recognize that truth, but realizing the truth is something completely different. I think that's why a lot of people don't like me. Or if they like me, they stay away from me. Because I become a mirror when you encounter me for a reflection of what you are. In the past, many, not just one per many people, a few people, they can get really distant from me because of my views concerning money. I don't believe for myself any spiritual teacher should be teaching for money, or the focus should be on an exchange of goods. Charity is only for giving, not receiving. And in modern times, I don't have to remind people of all of the scandals concerning spiritual groups or organizations. Just, open a book, turn on the internet, and you'll see a new one every day, pretty much. And they have become clever, Like in the Christian Bible, they say the devil is a very attractive, tall, dark, and handsome, slick-talking man who before a blink of an eye, your pocketbook will be missing and you'll be working for him. So they're using clever new ways to convince people and to con people out of money in the name of Buddha, in the name of spirituality, in the name of the Dhamma, in the name of truth. So be mindful, be wary of these snakes and wolves in sheep's clothing. Does it mean that everybody who asks for donations is bad? Am I against donations? No. Am I against charging money for spiritual practices? No. But I don't do it myself, and I wouldn't recommend it. But do whatever you wish. I'm not a rule maker. I'm not here to look after you like a child. You have your own autonomy, and I wouldn't want to force you to believe what I believe, even if I could. So I'm just getting that out of the way. I like Jesus' example of charity, giving up everything to follow him, to help others. and his displeasure when he went in the marketplace and saw that they were sacrificing animals in his father's name and his name, that they were exchanging money in a sacred place. Yeah, the truth is out there. Whatever religion, whatever you practice, Islam, Judaism, even Satanism, if you're earnestly seeking and practicing, it's easy to see these stories, and it's easy to find the commonality within all of them. And it's not an easy truth to hear for yourself that perhaps I shouldn't be charging money for my spiritual practices. It's not easy to hear because the draw is there, because we love this stuff. And yes, we want to live and make money. Well, there's nothing wrong with making money. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money doing what you love. The problem is the negative attachments that come with it. There are probably certain people out there who can do heroin and not become addicted. But do we know if we are one of these people? I don't. So I'll just stay away from this stuff. That's wisdom, simplicity, common sense. Common sense. Perhaps in the past myself, I was a bit too harsh on criticizing these people who are asking for money or donations. I've left sanghas and groups before because of this, but perhaps the wrong was with myself. Perhaps I was not seeing that they actually could control themselves. Perhaps I was just labeling them and judging them as Jesus told me not to, and perhaps I was wrong for that. So be careful with these likings and dislikings and attachments to views, people, places, things, liking and disliking ideas, because they get me in trouble, like I just described. So be careful of all these things. And at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just an old guy who likes Buddhism. I'm not that old, but this body's old. I just like Theravada Buddhism and Zen Buddhism and Ramana Maharshi and Vedanta and art and Van Gogh, and it's all tied together in my opinion. Ajahn Chah, the Forest Monks. I just love all this stuff. What do I know? Don't take my words for anything. Practice for yourself. Learn for yourself. Your ways will be different than my ways. Ajahn Chah had a great saying. He said, when you're in war, you're not going to be acting exactly according to Sun Tzu's Art of War in chapter 5 and chapter 6. You're not going to be reciting these. You're going to be making split decisions in the face of battle. And it's darn messy, okay? It's fucking messy. So you're not going to always do things when battling Mara, so to speak, even though it's more like realizing Mara just doesn't even exist. But when you're battling these things in the face of war, when you're out there on the battlefield, perhaps this is too dramatic example, but perhaps it's not enough. You're not going to play by the book or the rules all the time. You're not going to do always everything according to the Pali Canon. Some might argue that the Pali Canon sets impossible rules just so we stay on a certain path close to that unattainable goal. I don't know. All I know is there's the scholars and the fact checkers of the Pali Canon who are obsessed and worship it like the Christians worship the Bible. And that's fine, but I just don't think it's proper practice, in my opinion. And I could be wrong, but in my experience and testing it out for myself, I don't think that I am. Because, one, I don't know. Two, I don't have strict rules or guidelines. And three, I don't take myself too seriously. Because I've learned from that in the past, and it's gotten me in trouble, and it's caused suffering. So, fuck it. I just won't take myself too seriously and problem solve. I won't say that I know everything, problem solved. I won't cling to these grasping ideas and notions, so problem solved. No mind, as Ajahn Chah said, no problem. It's so beautiful in its simplicity. I mean, don't take my word of advice for it. Don't listen to me. This whole message in this recording is about going in your own heart, earnestly searching for your own self. Put down the books. Find out for yourself. Otherwise, you'll reach a baseline level of spirituality, and you'll be parroting what other people say for the rest of life. And you'll be holding the ripe mangoes instead of eating them, which is the best part. So why do that? Why settle for so little? Be that good, that righteous selfishness. That it actually is selflessness, ironically. Experience it for yourself. Eat the fruits, of your labor. But people don't want to do the labor. They just want to try to grab the fruits from other people. It'll never be the same. They'll never get the satisfaction of working hard in the sun and finding your own perfect fruit that you thought you couldn't find and eating it for yourself. And even better, tasting it for yourself, sharing the majority of it with other people. How lovely. What else is there in life? I don't know what this crazy place is. All I know is if you're thinking about it too much, if you're clinging to your thoughts, it causes a whole bunch of goddamn trouble you don't want anything to do with. That's all I know. That I don't know nothing aside from that, aside from stay away from these wandering thoughts that cause trouble. D.T. Suzuki said, we only need enough ego so we don't run into traffic and get hit by a car. These ego, aka mind, aka thoughts, are not bad. We just need to use them as a medicine, like heroin, used for the medicine administered by a doctor, rather than becoming addicted to it and causing all kinds of trouble for ourselves and those around us. So this is a short video, number 2, but in closing, may you please be kind to all sentient beings in all realms and help all discover the truth within themselves via pointing them to their own heart and mind to discover and do self-investigation and practice mindfulness all day long, 24/7 in all activities. And you will get there. You will get to that realization that you are already that, like Nisargadatta said. Much peace and love. Adios.